But for more on this effort and other initiatives to ensure food security in Nigeria, social change advocate and APC chairman UK chapter Tunde Doherty joins me on the program via Zoom. Good to have you join us on the show today.
My pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
All right, so here we're looking at 20 trucks given to 36 states and the FCT. That amounts to about 740 trucks in total. And the federal government says that it is actually part of measures to douse the food crisis and the economic burden of Nigerians. How far can these bags, which eventually amounts to 88,800, of 25 kilograms of rice, how far can it go in easing the burden of Nigerians?
It will go far because it shows that the government cares about the people, and the government is needed to making sure that the people are able to feed. And it's a great opportunity. I think we have to give kudos to government who, at this period, is using that initiative to give a state 2020 trucks of rice. And I believe that the state government should appreciate this initiative by making sure the people who really need this food have that opportunity to share in this. Because most of the time, what happens is that when that initiative comes from up, it doesn't trickle down. We've got cases of people too who will decide to sell it, rather than for them to share it to the people in the most needy in the society. So government is doing quite a lot of they are putting a lot of initiatives in place to make sure that there's food security in Nigeria. You can see some states have started even acquiring machineries, farm machinery, so that it will ease farmers who are disadvantaged to cultivate. And also there are seedlings being shared so that the fertile land that we have in Nigeria that produce organic food will continue to improve its cultivation process, so that we will be looking at the next harvesting season to be a season where Nigeria will begin to once again enjoy production in excess, and there could be storage, and there will be more for export. I believe all we need to do is to support the government at this time to make sure that that sustainability in terms of food is guaranteed. And also, I believe government too, they are putting in place security to enable farmers to assess their farm and build confidence in them to be able to go back to farm once again.
All right, we'll get to Mr. Doherty, if I may butt in quickly, please. We'll get to talk about security. You mentioned something which is sustainability, and that is critical. How sustainable is this initiative now, this latest initiative in easing the burdens of Nigerians?
Definitely, it's going to help at least feed family for quite some time. And I believe to build on this, the state government too should emulate what federal government has done. If federal government has given 20 trucks to each state, which amount to probably sharing it within local governments and all of that, the state government too should at least add about 10 trucks to it, so that we will have a bit of time that this will help reduce hunger in the land. So the sustainability is actually for other organ of government, even the private sector too, to be able to subsidize what government has done, especially the religious society, the churches, the mosque, and those society, the multinationals in the society, to help the government and put in place a kind of subsidized maize or rice. If federal has given 20 trucks, I believe the state should be able to provide to do 10 trucks, and I believe the churches or the worship centers should be able to do 5 and all. We know that there are quite a lot of societies too that are helping their members, that are helping the people. We need to do this until we are able to, until the farmers are able to cultivate their farm, we the instances I believe that
Mr. Doherty.
It's a great.
All right, great initiative. We need to take a break, yes, Mr. Doherty. Let's take a moment, and then when we come back, we'll talk some more about this, and we'll look at what other solutions can actually be proffered to help with the present situation, especially with regard to the economy. Please stay with us.
I, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do solemnly swear.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We're talking about the federal government initiative distributing 20 trucks to 36 states and the FCT, and each of those 20 trucks of rice contains 25, kilogram, bags of rice. And I'm talking to the social change advocate and the APC chairman, the UK chapter, Tunde Doherty. So before the break, we were talking about sustainability. Beyond that, some have suggested food importation as a way out of the present challenge. What are your thoughts about this?
The present challenge can be subsided by food importation, but we should not rely on food importation. We should be able to produce what we will be able to consume that the society can rely on. You can subsidize any country subsidize its food products, and they rely on, sometimes there's cross agricultural import and export across the globe. So that what are the initiatives that have been taken now to import and subsidize for what we are lacking in Nigeria, I think it's a great initiative, but we must not rely on it. Nigeria has started production of rice, and because of insecurity and all other vices, has not been able to sustain its production. But I believe the farmers too should look at this initiative and note that it's highly very profitable to do to cultivate farm and all of that, while the government is providing security for the ability of the farmers to get to a farm. So also it's not the effort. What we will export in terms of food should not be up to 20% of what we will consume locally, which is in Nigeria of those days. We don't even hear of the import of rice and all of that. But it's just the season, and we need to push that. The federal government, through the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is trying to cushion the effect of poverty and hunger in the land, and therefore that initiative will be sustainable. And with all the effort that is being made to subsidize farmers in the area of machinery, in the area of seedling distribution, and in the area of securing their farm, I believe that within the next few months, we will begin to get back to those days of plenty in terms of harvest. And also, we should begin to look at our storage, our storage facility, where we can begin to improve food security in terms of providing silos, providing storage facility where our food products would be able to be preserved and last a longer time. And so that we won't, this will begin to enjoy the agrarian lands that we have in Nigeria. Nigeria is a great land, plenty that you can put anything and it will grow. So we need to help our farmers so that we can help. And individually too, we should begin to look at farming in our garden. Because I remember when I was in secondary school, I have a farm in the back of the house. So I go back to go and pluck vegetable and also to cook my food. We don't even go to market to buy anything. We plant here, we plant maize and all of that. So every Nigerian should begin to look at the culture of having a farm or a garden, so that at the end of the day, there will be a family sustainability in terms of food, and that security will be guaranteed.
Well, Mr. Doherty, urbanization and civilization seem to have, taken all of those from us. Everyone now relies heavily on markets and they're looking for some big farmers who will bring these things out. But let's look at, what some have tagged the root causes of the challenge. They talk about insecurity, which you have inferred earlier, about insecurity, the inability of farmers to go to the farmland and do their work. And secondly, they talk about transportation of these items, of this produce, from the farmlands to the market, to the places where consumers can access them. Would you say government is doing enough, to tackle these issues?
Yes, the government is really trying. They are doing enough. The government of all progressive Congress, right from the inception, from the last government to this government, have put so much investment in agriculture. The major problem we have, one outside of the security, is urbanization. A lot of our youth these days does not even want to have anything to do with agriculture. But the thing is that agric is life. Food is life. So we have to encourage farming. We have to encourage our youth to take into farming. In the Western world, farmers are the rich. They are very rich. And because they have the farm, majority of their farm products are off planting, because people will have bought before you farm. You have the market that will have taken over all you are going to plant. So therefore, we need to re-energize our effort in making sure that we'll imbibe the culture of mechanized farming and get our younger ones to appreciate farming in its entity. We are grateful because we know that there are quite a lot of people that are taken to farming. I think I can name 5 or 6 or 7 people that I know. And even us in the diaspora too, we are getting into farming, because I know we have quite a lot of organizations and associations from within the diaspora that are in Nigeria now doing well in farming. So I believe that the society is now right to think that food is life. When food is life, that means you make more money because you want to sustain life. So therefore, it is good for the society to understand that what government will do is to provide the enablement for all sorts to happen. So when government provides the enablement, it is for us, the citizens, to key into those provision of the government, to be able to utilize them to turn our life, to make our life profitable, and to make the society a great society where lack in terms of food will be a thing of the past. Whether we like it or not, we must put more investment in agriculture. We must invest our skills, our resources in agriculture, and we must appreciate those resources and investment government is injecting into agriculture, so that there will be sustainability and more for us to export. Food export is great. Look at Ukraine, for example. Ukraine export almost the highest percentage of wheat to the other part of the world. But look at what happened when the war broke between Russia and Ukraine. We now we have problems in terms of bread and all of that due to the war. So therefore, this insecurity, these are the areas where Nigeria should even invest and get into the world in terms of balancing the shortage of supplies that is there in the world. We have quite a lot of agri product that is needed in the society.
And you believe Nigerians can actually step up? You believe Nigerians can step up, take the bull by the horn and do the needful? And when you talk about everyone, becoming agri-focused, and I'm beginning to think that, okay, agricultural science does not have to only be compulsory in, junior secondary school. Perhaps we all have to take it even in senior secondary school also, to ensure we imbibe that culture of, growing what we eat as a people. I must sincerely appreciate you for, taking our time to join us on the show today. Tunde Doherty is a social change advocate and the APC chairman, United Kingdom chapter. Thanks a lot for joining us on the show.
Always my pleasure to be with you. Thank you so very much for having me.
Well, that's our program today. We thank you very much for being a part of it. Do watch a repeat broadcast at midnight and at 6 a.m. I am Abosede Adeniraduremi. Bye for now.